Hello and welcome. My name is Alex Pagliano, and I am here to give you a presentation on Ontario County Youth Court. Please forgive the lighting situation. I'm trying to work this out for you so you can see the visuals on the screen. I don't know how successful I will be at that, but I do appreciate you coming to this presentation today because I understand that this is a busy time of year for a lot of people. So I definitely do appreciate you making the time to come out today. Let's talk about arguably one of the greatest challenges facing our justice system today. It's the number of people that we incarcerate on a daily basis, and particularly those of African American descent, Hispanic descent, or some other form of minority. It costs in New York State $50,000 to $60,000 a year to incarcerate just one inmate. Just one inmate. Put that into relative perspective. A New York State teacher who is starting out for the first year won't even come close to that figure. It might take that same teacher 4 or 5 years with a master's degree to reach that pay scale. In New York State, when we incarcerate somebody, we do it for the general interest of the public. It's not voluntary. It's accrued from our tax dollars, and the budget is sent through the Department of Corrections and Community Services. We don't have control over such per se. The alarming thing with this is that although we may be sentencing too harshly on certain things or sentencing too lightly on certain things, the cost per incarceration isn't going to drop. And the recidivism rate of the total number of people incarcerated that walk right back into prison or into jail on parole, probation violations, and whatnot is only continuing to steadily increase as well. 31 to 67% of inmates, according to a study based out of New York, commit another crime. It's not an ideal situation for anybody. The inmates, the taxpayers, the government, it doesn't really benefit anyone. So the solution to this, and here's why I have you coming today to consider making a donation, is the Ontario County Youth Court Program. Ontario County Youth Court Program is a peer-to-peer program. It's a real court where we sentence and adjudicate sentences based on crimes that have been committed in our community. Real crimes. If someone steals something from the mall and is under 18 years of age, they're eligible to come before their peers rather than a formal court proceeding. The benefit of that is that they're held accountable by people that they can feel engaged with. There's a mentor. There's somebody that they can trust and reinvigorate themselves into the community with. We only offer restorative sentencing options. We don't offer incarceration, unfortunately, in some cases. But we encourage community service, counseling where appropriate, decision-making training, stuff that gives these young people a competency to succeed in later life. They've already, in order to come to Ontario County Youth Court, you have to formally accept guilt. So the defendant coming before you is already understanding of the consequences and the nature of their action. Program outcomes are what ultimately make this program a success. In the 15 years that Ontario County Youth Court has been around, 82% of people who have gone through the program have not been charged with a misdemeanor or a felony crime as an adult. That's much better than the rate I just talked about, the 31 to 67% rate of people who recommit a crime after leaving an incarcerated state. 92% of people who have gone through the program have not been charged with an adult misdemeanor or felony within 3 years of their date of youth court. That's another remarkably strong number. And here's the key thing. None of the participants that have participated in Ontario County Youth Court have ever spent a day in a New York State prison. Never spent a day. Put that into perspective in the cost savings when I show you this next slide. The operating budget for Ontario County Youth Court is $65,000 a year.
$65,000 a year.
Ontario County alone on Thursday sent 3 inmates to state prison for excess of 1 year, 1 1/3 a year, each person. So you're looking at it right there. You're looking at 3 individuals going for a total of 4 years at minimum. That's $240,000. Granted, not everybody commits a crime as a youth, and some people make bad decisions as adults. But for the one person that you can save as a youth from going to state prison as a result of this program, it pays for itself. Now you might ask me why. In a cost-benefit analysis like this, why would this not be funded by the government? The truth is that the government is always hesitant to fund things that benefit. I shouldn't say benefit, but in the grand scheme of things, they don't like to fund things that have a criminal association with them. Criminal association is money that couldn't be spent on a teacher or a park or something like that. It's just not politically convenient, even though it has success. So we rely on small donors like you to make that appeal, or that we make that appeal rather, for you to make that donation. I ask you to consider one thing too before you leave. I understand that this is a difficult time of year, monetarily for a lot of people. Budgets are tight, holidays are around the corner, and I totally understand that. But if you're considering holiday giving, consider making your holiday giving local, where there's a true impact on somebody's life that you can make. You can go out and donate a $50 check to a national organization or perhaps a political candidate. Your return on investment pertinent to you locally will never be as strong as something that you can do locally. This program needs your support. As a former member of this program, I can attest to the stories that I've seen of people walking out and being successful, and the people who participated in the program as lawyers, judges, and other court personnel have gone on to do wildly successful things. This is a program that benefits not just our troubled youth, but our youth that want to do something with their lives as well. And they're not. The fun part about this program is there's not a true distinction between the two. So I ask for your support. Whatever you can give would be completely wonderful. Not the greatest at creatively begging for money, but keep your money local and help kids in need.